Hey, what's up? Matt Wolf here with PodHacker, and today I actually want to talk about naming episodes. So one of the things that I actually put a ton of time into with our podcast is coming up with titles for our episodes that are going to grab attention. When I see people scrolling through iTunes, looking at the different episodes that are there, and they're kind of deciding between different podcasts to listen to, different titles of podcasts to listen to, I want our titles to stand out. So I put a ton of focus into something that's I hate to use this term, but a little bit clickbaity. Clickbait sort of titles work. They work on YouTube. It's the reason they're so popular on YouTube. It's the type of things you see on the covers of magazines, these headlines that make you want to open and read the magazine. We take the same approach with our podcast episode titles. And the way we've been doing it lately is by using this cool tool that we've played around a lot with called Jarvis, which will actually do some copywriting for you. Now, I typically like to use this video template for video titles. I know not every single one of our episodes is a video. A lot of them are audio. But, the concept, the thing you're trying to get out of it is pretty much the same, right? So I'll use this video titles tool inside of Jarvis or Conversion.ai. I think they're kind of in the middle of a rebrand, so whatever you want to call it. But I will use this video titles, and I will just plug in some things here and let it spit out some potential titles. So recently, we had Joe Sinnok on the podcast, and Joe, he's putting out a new book. So what I did with his was I went to Amazon.com, I looked up his book, and his book is called Thursday is the New Friday. Now, his subtitle here is How to Work Few Hours, Make More Money, and Spend Time Doing What You Want, right? Those are really kind of the topics we talked about on the episode. So I can just go to his book page on Amazon and grab the subtitle of his book. If there's no subtitle, or you don't really like the subtitle, or if it didn't really talk about what you talked about, you can always look at the description. You can look at reviews. This book isn't released yet, so there's no reviews, but you can pull information from other places and use that as kind of a jumping off. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this thing here. What's your video about? Let's go ahead and paste this in here. How to work fewer hours, make more money, and spend time doing what you want. And then the keyword we want to rank for, a little less relevant. I'm just trying to get something that stands out and gets the click. But let's go ahead and put work less. Let's see if we can get something there. And then let's do the tone of voice of, I don't know, let's try Joe Rogan and see what happens. You can type in people's names here, or you can type in a style like witty, friendly, angry, polite, professional, things like that. But let's go ahead and try tone of voice of Joe Rogan and see what it generates. Right now it's set to generate 3 outputs. So let's see what it brings up for us. All right, so it came up with, warning, do not try this at home. How I worked fewer hours, made more money, and gave up my 9 to 5. How to make more money in 4 steps. Discover the truth about earning enough income quickly. Now, these are all a little bit long for podcast titles, so I'll usually use this as kind of like the idea, and then I'll see if I can shorten it down to make a better podcast title here. All right, so get paid monthly and get out of debt. Yes, please. Warning, you'll never be able to go back. Finally, a simple strategy that will help you stop working so hard for your wealth. How I went from working 50 hours a week to 30 hours a week and saved $20,000. What 5 famous entrepreneurs do that Jeff Bezos doesn't. 4 steps you should take if you want to work fewer hours and make more money. That one's not too bad. If he talks about more steps, then you can change that. Why working less is the key to success. I actually kind of like that one. That's a pretty good title here. These are all capitalized for some reason. How to live your best life after working less hours. That's not a bad one either. I just don't like the pure capitalization. Why I made the choice to work real hard on little things, save reduction a priority, and focus. I don't like that one. Have more time with your family by not overworking. 3 active laws that help you live a better life, earn more. See, these are all really long. What are 10 ways we can live better if we don't have such stressful job? So tone of voice, let's try, let's see what happens if I put in witty. That's one of the, suggestions up here. So let's see what it generates for us. All right, so here's the new ones. I stopped working so much. Here's what happened to my life. Not too bad. Ever tried getting your boss to pay for your vacation? It gets ridiculously simple with this one worker-friendly trick. Not super relevant. The complete guide to making more money in less time. How to quit work in 7 steps. Save 20 hours per week, a creative and entertaining roadmap for increased productivity. How to work fewer hours, make more money, and spend time doing what you want. I bet you might not know how to work less hours and still make as much or more money by now. I want to work fewer hours and spend time doing what I want. You can get the idea here that we're getting a lot of ideas of where we can take the title of this episode. So let's go, instead of work less, let's type do what you love, and then tone of voice. Let's go silly, see what that brings up. All right, so how to work fewer hours, make more money, and spend time doing what you want, which is exactly the original title. Let's see, 6 kids' tactics for working less. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move to trash, kind of let Jarvis know that I didn't like any of those suggestions. How to work a 4-hour week, working 2 days in a row with Trey Smith, what it's like, how I started, and why you should do it. 5 reasons you should work fewer hours and 10 reasons you shouldn't. This hacker is making more money than he knows what to do with. Here's his one weird trick. All right, some of these are getting a little not so relevant to what I put in, but how to work fewer hours, make more money, and spend time doing what you want. Yeah, that's the original title. The one thing to do in 2019 that will change your wealth and life forever. I'm recording this in 2021, so that's not relevant. Starting to spit out some really, really funky ones here. 5 totally weird things you can do to save the world in the next 10 years. All right, you've gone off the rails here. Jarvis, get your stuff together here. All right, let's try follow your passion, and let's go professional. See what this spits out for us. All right, the number 1 strategy, get paid more without working long hours. New 3-step plan to get paid what you're worth and be powerfully wealthy, and work with this one easy strategy. 5 things you need to change now to have your right day every day. How a pro became extremely successful in many areas of life by following his passion. I changed careers in my 30s. No more 9 to 5 for me. Not too bad. What happens if you cut your career short? Do these 8 things to network with people in your field. How much money will you need to quit your job for real? Step-by-step guide, how to work fewer hours and make more money doing it. What I wish I knew before I started a job with no passion. How to design your life in 5 steps. This is how to find your dreams and pursue them. I mean, these are getting quite in line with what we're looking for. How to design your life in 5 steps. This is how to find your dreams and pursue them. These are kind of getting on target now. I don't remember with which title we actually generated or which ones we actually went with. But we did finally pick a title. So another guest that we have coming up is the founder of UGG. His name is Brian Smith. So I'm going to go ahead and, that one we haven't recorded yet, but when we do, we're going to be talking about the story behind the growth of UGG. So let me go ahead and see what happens here. Rank keyword. Let's just go business. Let's go scale your business. And then I liked a lot of these ones that the professional tone spit out, so I'm going to do some more with that. How UGG boots went from selling 18 pairs a year to $7 billion. I don't know if that number's right or not. We haven't talked to him yet, but that would be a really, really killer title if this was actually sort of anecdotal to his story. How UGG boots went from selling 18 pairs a year to $7 billion. Like, that's a legit podcast title right there. How you can scale your business 7 times through LinkedIn connections. Not super relevant. The incredible story of how the UGG brand scaled their business to be worth more than 30 times what Deckers Corporation, number 1 competitor, is valued at. I mean, there's something interesting there. It obviously has to be shortened down, but this is really just an idea generator. We're just getting ideas for potential podcast titles. How to scale your business, story behind the rise of UGG Boots Inc. Not too bad. We've used that kind of title quite a bit. How to create a $650,000 a year tech company in 9 months. Not relevant. Aubrey Rose scaling UGG boots across the globe, scaling an iconic luxury brand that's fun to wear. Not too bad. How I run my brand, how to scale your business. So these are all some great titles. I just wanted to give you some ideas, some food for thought. This is how we do titles. We use Jarvis. I go to the video title section of Jarvis, and then I just plug in relevant info to what we talked about on the podcast. For Joe Sanok, we talked about a lot of the stuff that's coming out in his new book. So I grabbed the subtitle of his new book and use that to spin off some title ideas. With this upcoming interview with Brian Smith, we know we're going to be talking about the growth of UGG boots and that company. So I put that in here and it spit out some titles. Of course, I'm going to have to clean them up and shorten them and make them a little more friendly for iTunes and Spotify and places like that. But for the most part, this is a great way to get good title ideas that people are going to want to click on. So hopefully you found this video helpful. See y'all later. Bye, PodHackers.